Well, I'm going to be honest, again, another quite disappointing round of football where we saw some big smashings happen so far this round as we're recording this up from Thursday to Saturday games. Quite a fair few smashings, and we're hoping this trend doesn't continue. But let's get into reviewing all the games from Thursday to Saturday. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Trent the Alton, or some of you might know me as Tricky. And yes, as I mentioned, it's quite a disappointing start to this round. We still have 3 games to go, and hoping what normally is the game of the round for this one is the Easter Monday clash. So fingers crossed tomorrow that I'm assuming this will be This will drop Monday morning. So hoping that game later this afternoon will be much better as I'm recording this on a Sunday. But let's get into reviewing all the games so far. Before we do that, guys, as you know by now, please make sure if you have been enjoying this to leave a like and comment on the YouTube video. If you're watching this on YouTube, as the algorithm is really liking that lately, hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify and Apple Podcasts right now, like and comment on this episode, hit that follow button and turn the notification bell on to notify whenever we upload. And remember to leave a 5-star rating on the show, as that does help push the show out there to newer listeners. And for all behind the scenes and extra clips and game day clips, make sure you're following our socials at UpTheGuts_ on Instagram and TikTok. But let's get over to the Thursday game between the Lions and the Pies. The story of this game was the late withdrawal from the game of superstar Nick Daicos. Now, he got a corky in the game previously. We knew that. He hadn't been training much leading up to it. They just thought he would get up. But he tried, he just couldn't get up. He wasn't able to run. Some might say it was a stupid thing to fly over, but with those corkies, you never know when that could get better. It could get better just like that, going by what people say, or it can't. But hopefully he's better for the next round for the Pies. So Gavin Round, we know what an experienced Gavin Round is. We want our superstars playing during those big rounds of the festival of the Gavin Round. But it was a big story because the question now is no Nick Daicos, no Collingwood? Now, I would argue yes and no, but it doesn't help that the likes of Scott Pennery wasn't there to guide it. But without Nick Daicos, it leaves a massive hole through that midfield. Yes, Josh can go through there, I guess, but he's playing his best footy at half back, and there's no one who really grabbed it. This was a perfect opportunity for Jordan De Goey to live up to his potential and hype that he's had throughout his whole career and grab hold of it. It was a chance for a chance for a Bo McQuarrie to spend a bit more time through the midfield and really explode. But he just wasn't able to do it, and Brisbane made absolute light work of the Pies, winning by 54 points, 17-17, 119, defeated 10-5, 65. Kyle Loban kicked 4, kicked 2 very early goals, had his swagger going. Logan Morris was again exceptional with 3. Allen was exceptional with 3 first-half goals. Bailey and McCarthy all kicked 2 apiece. McStay, the only multiple goal scorer, and he looked reasonably well against his old team as well, kicking 4 goals for the Pies. Ashcroft was in a world of his own, absolutely dominating. We know what a star player is. He's already a back-to-back Norm Smith medalist, but he's got Brownlow medal next on his radar, if it's not this year, in the next few years to come. 36 disposals, a goal, 6 clearances, and 11 score moments. Neil was also back to his best. 29, 6 clearances, 5 tackles, 2 goal assists, and 8 score moments. Zorgo had 28, going at 86% efficiency. Kicked a goal from half back, 9 marks, 7 score moments, and 631 metres gained. And after a bit of a slow start to this season, I've been very big on this young player. Had a slow start, but this is the things that we've come to, especially last season, came to expect from him, and that's Jasper Fletcher. 27, going at 85% efficiency, 10 marks and 8 intercepts. The reason why I brought him into my Supercoach team at the start of the year, and finally he has delivered. He was on trade watch, I can tell you that much. And Levi Ashcroft also had 25, and Zach Bailey again proves why he is worth well over $1 million. And if he could kick straight, could be one of the most impactful players in the competition. 25, 2 goals, 7 inside 50s, 3 goal assists, and 11 score involvements. Houston for the Pies had 32, going 81% efficiency, 7 intercepts, 12 rebound 50s, 596 metres gained, while Josh Daicos, 25, 8 intercepts, 8 inside 50s, and 722 metres gained. But the Brisbane Lions just absolutely dominated, especially without Nick Daicos there through the midfield. They kicked 6 goals from centre bounce. That's a huge number. It's the most Collingwood has conceded since 2019. Another concern for the Pies is their scoring. They haven't kicked over 100 points since round 18 v Carlton last year, and that's a massive... It's a known thing. To beat Brisbane, you need to score over 100, and Collingwood just can't get over 100. I don't know what's going on there. They're just free ball moving, not working. Their forward line cohesion's not working. It's big troubles down there for Collingwood, in my opinion, as a Collingwood supporter too. Without Nick Dacos there is no one really coming through. Ed Allen's had a lot of opportunities, but hasn't grabbed hold of it. We're yet to see Harry Demetia. I believe he's injured at the moment, but even him, he doesn't seem like that. He doesn't seem, put it this way, he doesn't seem like a needle mover at all. Jack Bullard will take a while, and I don't think he was ever going to be a dominant player for the Pies, but it means we brought him in for that Mycheck replacement and just hasn't been able to do that. McStay and Membry are too inconsistent. Jordan De Goey seems like he could be a top 20 player in the competition some games and goes missing. Other games looks like a bottom 100 player of the competition with little to no impact. I thought Braden Maynard tried his hardest as the skipper for the night, but it's going to be a long, dark road for Collingwood unless they somehow pull off, I guess, Zach Butters, Ben King as well. But I don't see both of them happening there. Played a couple of games now, but this was a real moment where we saw welcome back Kitty Coleman. He was enormous for the Lions. 22 disposals, going at 82% efficiency, 10 marks and 9 intercepts, and basically nearly killed Steel Sidebottom with one of the better bone-crunching tackles you will see this season. You heard the smash, and you saw the agony Steel Sidebottom was in. When Kitty Coleman is up and about, he has such an impact. The way that he can play half back, but then he can go to a wing. He can run through the middle if they really need to, and can play forward. He's so versatile, and that's why they love Kitty Coleman down there. And the new recruits showed why they were picked up. We mentioned Oscar Allen with 3 first-half goals, but Sam Draper was flying for everything and had an impact when he was put into the ruck as well. 18 disposals, 12 hit out, 6 marks to go along with 5 clearances. He was huge and just looked like whenever it's in his region, he's flying for everything. So the Brisbane Lions looked very good. Always going to be good at home, but concerning times for the Pies. Is there a world where we see the Pies not make the 10? It wouldn't be off the cards, in my opinion, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Let's head over to Friday. Friday, the Good Friday traditional clash between North Melbourne and Carlton. Now, if I was already down about Collingwood's performance in the Thursday night clash, this made me feel 10 times better watching Carlton again fall over in the second half, this time in the last quarter, but they've done it again. They've choked, and Michael Voss is coming to a close very, very shortly, and their leaders just didn't stand up when the game was on the line. Paddy Cripps didn't stand up when the game was on the line. Sam Walsh didn't stand up when the game was on the line. None of them stood up, and that's why they are here where they are. Harry Mackay can't clutch onto a mark in the foreline. It's getting absolutely disgusting, some of the performances they are putting in the second half. Even the first half wasn't a great game of footy, but they let a young and hungry North Melbourne just run over the top of them and show them how to play risk-taking footy. Might not always come off, but they were in it to try, and it looked like Carlton, again, just fell over and threw in the white flag, in my opinion. North Melbourne, in the end, got the win by 10 points, 14-12, 96 defeated, 13-8, 86. And it's really good to see in his third season, I nearly went to call him his brother, Zane Dersma. I went to go Willem, and I went to go Xavier. I went through the lot. But Zane Dersma looked like he's finding some really good form, and hopefully continue this for the season. 6 goals in 2 weeks, another bags of 3. Really athletic and flies for his marks. So hopefully he's finding his feet now. Just took a little bit longer than North Melbourne and North Melbourne fans would have hoped for in the AFL world. I think would have hoped for when he was taken at pick 4. He's taken a little bit, but 6 goals in 2 weeks. Hopefully he's in for a big season this year. Trent Barfies, again, I've mentioned I really like. He kicked another 3. Curtis Larkey also kicked 2 apiece. Brody Kemp kicked 3 for the Blues. Mackay, Pitternet, and McGovern kicked 2 apiece. As for disposals, Caleb Daniels actually playing some nice footy down in the half-back line, using the ball well, 27 disposals, going at 89% efficiency, 10 marks, and 7 rebound 50s. Stevens off that wing had 26 at 81% efficiency, 8 marks and 665 metres gain. McKercher, 24, going at 83% efficiency and 8 intercepts. And we saw the spray that Clarko gave him at 3/4 time, and didn't he respond? If we pull it up, I'm almost certain he had a very good impact in the last quarter. If we pull this one up now, we go to Colby McKercher. Oh no, he had a big first half, and then only 2 disposals in the last quarter. But he went out and responded, and he didn't take it to heart, and they talked to him after the game as well. Sheasel, again, a slow start, but when the game was on the line, maybe it was Sheasel that I'm thinking of who had a big second half. Let's have a look. Sheasel, 6 disposals, a goal. 6 disposals, a goal, 3 score involvements, and 2 clearances in that last quarter. So he really turned it on a fair bit there too. 24 for the game, going 83% efficiency, a goal, 6 clearances, and 7 score involvements. And disgustingly and disturbing enough, the highest disposal winner for the Blues was George Hewitt with not that it's George Hewitt because he was their best and fairest winner last year, but it's the fact that it's only with 22 disposals, going at 91% efficiency and 7 tackles. Now, Jacob Wiedering failed a concussion test and was unable to compete in the final quarter. Maybe that did have a factor, and he would have been able to calm the troops down in that last quarter when North were coming. But it's coming too often now that this is happening, and it needs to be addressed. It's gonna keep coming in the media and keep coming until they correct it. And someone I would like to highlight that's been really good playing off that halfback as a general defender now for the Kangaroos is Luke Parker. Obviously played a bit more midfield and forward last year. Now they put him back to a back. He actually started his career at the Swans as a defender. Again, he had 20 disposals, going 80% efficiency, 6 score involvements, 300 metres gained, but had that bullet pass into Paul Curtis that set up a goal down there. That was absolutely insane. One of the best passes you'll see this season. So the Kangaroos go 3-1. Who would have thought? Now let's head into Friday night. Friday night was a close battle, but it was a disappointing game until the last quarter, really, between the Crows and the Dockers at Adelaide Oval. And it was the Dockers who got this one done just by 2 points. So a very, very close game, but it was a really poor game, especially in that first half. 11-10, 76, the Crows, defeated by 11-12, 78, the Dockers. Goal kickers for the Crows. Dawson kicked 2 in his return game. As for the Crows, As for the Dockers, Amos, he's actually playing some better footy. I thought he had a down 2025. We mentioned that last week. He kicked another 4. Tracy and Voss kicked 2 apiece. Wayne Malera had 27, going at 93% efficiency, 7 marks and 8 intercepts. James Peatling had 26, 15 contested, a goal, 8 clearances and 5 tackles, and looked to kick the goal that almost sealed the game for the Crows, but it wasn't to be as the Dockers came home stronger. Caleb Sarong just knows when to turn up for big games. 32 disposals, 8 tackles, 6 clearances, and 630 metres gained. Murphy Reid, a career-high disposal. This kid's going to be a star. He already potentially is a star. 26 disposals, 81% efficiency, 5 tackles, 2 goal assists, and 7 score involvements. And Brayshaw was tough and brutal in the contest. 25, a goal, 10 tackles, 7 clearances, and 7 score involvements. The one thing I wanted to highlight is Alex Pearce is the exact captain that I would love to play for and play under. He wears his heart on the sleeve and had that influential moment with that smother in the last minute of the game. Was such an impactful summer. They were easily going to get a score out there and potentially go, and he dived across and got that smother in the final minute. And he's had some key moments. He's kicked some key goals where they've won key games, and just wears his heart on his sleeves and gives 110% every single time in the contest. Very hard to get a kick on, and you just know he will try his hardest to win it for his team. Very well spoken. And he's just a player I would love to play for and play under as a skipper. I believe he's a very underrated key defender, because you often do not see big bags kicked on. Alex Pearce doesn't get a lot of possessions, but doesn't he hold his forward opponent accountable and normally keeps him very well under what they normally kick. So Alex Pearce is a captain I would love to play under, and I think he's a very underrated defender in the competition. Dockers did dominate the first half, but it was the Crows who came back. The Crows were 34 points down at halftime and then led by 10 points in the last. After that, we saw, as I mentioned, the James Peatling goal, but Dockers held it together and shown why they are the real deal in 2026. Could we see their first premiership coming in 2026? I know it's early, but hey, we are all about the big calls here at Up the Guts. They are in the premiership window for 2026, the Fremantle Dockers. Now, Saturdays are two games that I would like to forget, and I wasted my time really watching it because they were very, very poor games. Start off with Richmond and Port Adelaide, 42 points smashing by the Power to an inaccurate kicking Tigers. And Port Adelaide, by all means, were not impressive at all. The only person who really showed up, in my opinion, was Aliir. He was exceptional and easily the best on ground performance. 23 disposals, 18 intercept possessions, and 8 marks. He was huge for the Port Adelaide Football Club. Darcy Byrne-Jones also made his move back down to halfback, played the last few years as a small forward, but made the move down to halfback, had 26, 10 marks and 7 intercepts. People are quick to forget he's an All-Australian defender, so he went in there and just found his role back down there. Butters again, 30, 87% efficiency, 6 clearances and 8 score involvements as well, while Farrell was also influential, 24, 10 intercepts, 9 score involvements, 808 metres gained. But all in all, horrible game, and I do not want to speak on it anymore. The next game might not be much better either. Saturday night, West Coast and Sydney at Optus. Sydney flexed their muscles and absolutely smashed them by 128 points. They kicked 24 goals, 19, 163 to the Eagles, 411-35. And this was the first taste of Harley Reid copying the tag. And if we pull up his stats, James Jordan went straight to him and Harley was getting frustrated, but he ended up getting not a fair bit, but he got a little bit in the last quarter. So he ended up with 17 disposals and just the 1 clearance. But if we have a look, in the last quarter, he had 7. So he had 10 disposals just up to 3/4 times. And James Jordan had an excellent job. Is it Suff TV or Suff TV on the Instagram made it up, summed up perfectly. He had the teabag tag on him, the old prison break teabag, just grabbed Harley Reid's pocket, and James Jordan followed him all around. But the Swans were dominant. Welcome back, Isaac Heaney. He looked like he hasn't been gone anywhere after that injury. 26 disposals, 4 goals, 8 marks, and 12 score involvements. Absolutely unbelievable performance there. Was almost on Bab Sacramento watch, but couldn't quite get it. But was put on ice last game because Coxie said we don't need to risk you. It's your first game back. And fair enough too. Curnow also kicked 4. Jakey Lloyd off a wing kicked 3. Papley kicked 2. Warner. Marty looked like he could have been in for a big day. Missed a couple opportunities, but took a fair few marks. I believe he took 6. If I pull this one up, I want to say he took nearly 6 marks in the first quarter. So he took 7 marks for the game. No, so he took 4 marks. 4 marks in the first quarter, all of them inside 450, and kicked his 2 goals all in the first quarter. So he was in for a big day, just couldn't quite go on with it. But an absolute thumping by the Swans. Let's go across some of their performances other than Heaney. Grundy, 28 disposals, 33 hit-outs, 18 of them contested, 8 goal, 9 clearances, 5 tackles, and 13 score involvements. Jai Sarong, how did Hawthorn let this player go? Played predominantly off a wing this game, 27 disposals at 82% efficiency. He played wing and halfback, 10 marks, 8 intercepts, and 13 score involvements. Absolute fine and a great pickup for the Sydney Swans. Just wasn't getting a regular game behind Barras, Sicily, and Josh Battle down there, and probably Josh Weddle as well, if you want to throw that one in there as a tall defender. But he's added a bow to playing on a bit of a wing as well for the Swans. So great pickup there for the Swans. Riley Bice, 27 disposals, 89% efficiency, 9 marks, and 10 score involvements. He was good. Sheldrick is really coming to his own. Chad Warner put it on record at the start of the year, and it looks like he's finding his feet at AFL level now. 25, 2 goal assists, and 11 score involvements. Speaking of the man, Chatty Warner, 24, 2 goals, 8 clearances, 9 inside 50s, and 13 score involvements. Justin McInerney is having a career best year, and he started this season off on fire. 20 on a goal for your same-game multis is becoming absolute gold, and normally pretty much a lock to start this season so far for Justin McInerney. He had 24 goals, 7 marks, and 13 score involvements. But the Sydney Swans at the end of the day just absolutely smashed them. Now, 128 points over and under for the Western Bulldogs margin over the Bombers. I'm going to give the Bombers a bit of a chance. I'm going to take the under. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the over, but 128 points is an absolute smashing. Well, that's going to wrap up the review, from the Thursday to Saturday games. Right now, we're recording on Sunday. So today we have obviously Melbourne and Gold Coast. And then tonight, Western Bulldogs and Essendon. And then tomorrow, the traditional Easter Monday game. Fingers crossed, this stage a bit of the round, because it's been a very poor round so far between the Hawks and the Cats. But thank you guys for watching and listening along. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button as we race towards 400 subscribers, and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who loves their footy, and please, guys, remember to leave a 5-star rating on the show if you do enjoy this, as that does help push it out to newer listeners. And for all the behind-the-scenes action and extra clips from the show, make sure you're following our socials, Up the Guts and TikTok, at @uptheguts_. Thank you guys for watching and listening along, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.